present with another video session which is basically under the exam preparations series special video. Here I am talking about the important subject that is related to master's programs in tourism concepts and linkages. I am going to talk about the important topics or issues to be addressed by you people for the preparation of your exam, mainly the external exams and UGC NET tourism preparation. Here friends, this unit basically according to your syllabus emphasize on the aspect of tourism organizations. So once we are talking about tourism organizations, majority of the time examiner is going to ask certain topics which are relevant into the modern context, and therefore current issues are to be addressed. Therefore I will submit, if you are preparing for the UGC NET, even for your final year's exam, majority of the time the topics related to international reputation like UNWTO, the topics related to IATA, that is IATA, PATA, and some of the other time ITDC and Ministry of Tourism are to be considered as the essential topics. But here is no guarantee that examiner is going to ask something about WTTC or something about UNWTO specifically, but they are going to talk all these topics into the context of tourism development and the further prospect related to the functioning of these organizations, functionality and the organization structure. So these are the areas where you need to focus. And once you are focusing on your preparation, you need to deliberately prepare yourself for the descriptive answering. Once you are following the organization, you need to deal with the organizational history, their objectives, their mission and vision, their headquarter, who is the leader over there, what all are the functioning of that organization structure, and majority of the time you may also can talk about certain subject principles which are very important in terms of tourism development. So tourism development is the aspect, but tourism development majority of the time at the international tourism that we are talking about, and domestic tourism or the tourism specific to India tourism that we are talking about, and domestic tourism or the tourism specific to India you need to address. Now how you need to answer? This needs to be answered according to us. You are going to answer any question according to the question given, not the way you are knowing it, right? Number one. Number two, if you are answering suppose for WTTC, you need to understand what is WTTC is all about, how does this organization comes into the existence, now what is this current organization is all about. Not always goes from the prospect of history, but chronologies are again important. The important dates, the important structures, important men or human being, maybe leaders are to be addressed, and their contribution towards the development is to be addressed by essay writing mode. And if you are talking about any organization specifically, try to be point wise, try to be try to use explanatory language, not use only the jargoning or the words which are filthy. Majority of the time examination, majority of the time when the examiner is going to read you, they are not going to give you the proper weightage if you are very descriptive and not sophisticated in terms of tourism development. Another area that you need to talk about the tourism organizations with their contribution to the domestic or international. So this is what the fact. One more thing that you need to follow, you need to be very precise about the organization. Don't deal negative or wrong information about the organizations. This will definitely reduce your marks, and if you are very careful about all such facts, you may upgrade your marks. One suggestion or one tip that I would like to give you for both the final year exam or final exams or UGC NET preparation. Why not you figure out certain prospects and then you need to generalize that. Like, what was the UNWTO's contribution to the global tourism, global economies or global employment generation, or the contribution of Ministry of Tourism towards the local tourism or the tourism promotion in India or the worldwide. You need to generalize that topic with your answering. That will give you good marks. And do quote certain examples, live examples, like if you are having certain information. Good evening friends, here I am once again with you for your exam preparation special video series. Today I am going to talk about onto the subject which is being called as tourism concept and linkages. In this subject, today I am going to discuss certain important topics related to Unit 2. You had heard correctly, Unit 2. Unit 2 title names as tourism and its theories. So basically this unit talks a lot, and in this unit you need to be very clear with the conceptuality of the subject. Reason being, this particular unit tells a lot of good theories in the long-term prospect. And in a nutshell way, if you are preparing for this sort of subject matter, you need to brush up your subject knowledge completely. Without reading, the subject matter may not be justified. If you are going to ask certain questions that what would be the important topic, let us get through some of the topics which may be referred in the exam prospect for the final exams of any university exam in India or the UGC NET or UGC related JRF in tourism subject. Subject may be called as what is tourism's characters. You need to write what all are the characteristics of tourism. Tourism is different than that of services, so you need to be very clear once you are defining tourism's characteristics. They are different than that of services. There is 3 P's to be talks about in the marketing, but 4 P's or 7 P's theories are there in the services. So tourism is bit of services in nature. Then we have to talk about what all are the different roles of tourism interdisciplinaries. There are different roles of tourism interdisciplinaries that you need to talk about. The very important topics are like leap year model, which is a geospatial model, the model related to Mill and Morrison or maybe Matheson and Wall. The most important topic that you need to understand for your consideration of your exams, mainly for UGC NET, that is Butler model or the Doxy's Iridex model. All these are the important topics because Plogg's allocentric or psychocentric models or Crompton's push and pull theories are the important topics for which, if you want to prepare yourself better, you may refer my video which I have already provided to you in the channel by the name of these subject titles. Mind my words, these are very important topics and they may not be justified without having proper studies. So better you may either study a lot or you may go through that video also or those videos also, mainly Plogg's allocentric model, leap year model or McIntosh theory or McCarthy's need hierarchy theory. These are certain important topics. Now I will tell you the method how you need to write. First of all, once you have been asked for the tourism related theories, you need to brush up your subject knowledge. You need to read it and you need to mention the theory by the name. Sometimes it is by the author's name or sometimes it is technical theory, vice versa, whatever the name it is. So you need to brief it in a description. What is the definition of such and such theory? What is the diagram of that theory or model? And then you need to narrate the theory in just a way there where the examiner is seeking you to answer the same. So this will be the idea by which you can justify the same. You can clarify certain examples into the context of the same, like in the context of leap year model, you can talk about TGR, what is TGR, what is TDR, that is tourist destination region, or TRR. So these are the examples which you can elaborate. Prepare a full draft in the point version as I stated in the earlier videos, and that would be the right manner of writing. Be short but specific. Until unless you have not dealt with the theories better, you may not bluff with the examiner. If you are trying to bluffing, you are losing your marks. I wish you good luck. kindly prepare yourself for all these important topics. You may be able to dealt the exam better. And if you are into the quest of preparing of your UGC, NET or JRF for the tourism, definitely these videos, those have been discussed earlier, there may be 4 or 5, will be the right topics to be talked about. Prepare hard, enjoy yourself. Good night.